Hello friends, welcome back to DevOption channel. So our today's topic is configuring a NAT gateway for private subnets using Terraform. And our second topic is how to connect to an EC2 instance which are created in the private subnet to get an internet access. So here are the following points which we are going to cover in our video. So first we will discuss what is private subnet, then what is NAT, then why NAT gateway in public subnet, then we'll create the following resources in AWS using Terraform. So first we'll create a VPC, then we'll create an internet gateway and attach it to the VPC. Then we'll create public and a private subnet. Then we'll create two route tables, one for public subnet and one for private subnet. Then association of that subnet to the route table. Then creating two EC2 instance, one in public subnet and one in private subnet. Then we'll see how to connect to the EC2 instance in the private subnet. Then creating a NAT gateway in a VPC. So let's see what is private subnet. If a subnet does not have a route to the internet gateway, the subnet is known as private subnet. So it is a simple definition for the private subnet. So private subnet either does not allow outbound traffic to the internet or has a route that sends all outbound traffic via the NAT gateway. So basically private subnet does not have an internet access. If we want to provide an internet access to the private subnet, we have to add a NAT gateway. So this can be one scenario, like if you're having your database servers or any servers which you want to keep secure, so you can keep in the private subnet. If you don't want to provide any internet access or over the internet for other guys to access to your database server, so you can easily keep it in the private subnet. So this is the one scenario. So the second scenario can be like you have to update your database, or you have to do some patching or some OS level updation or any like this. So in this second scenario we have to add a NAT gateway. So backend servers in the private subnet does not accept traffic from the internet. For example, resources like MySQL database or any database needs an internet connection for updating records, but it should accept the request from the internet. In such scenario, we have to make use of the private subnet in VPC. So what is NAT gateway? A NAT gateway is one of the VPC components and bit similar to internet gateway, but the difference is it allows private subnet to access the internet. Okay, so NAT gateway is one of the VPC components and bit similar to the internet gateway, but it allows the internet access to the private subnets, not to the public subnet. So as we discussed, the second scenario, if you want to make any changes or update your database, at that time you have to make use of NAT gateways. So NAT gateway does not support IPv6 traffic and works only in one way. So this is very important point, that NAT gateway works in only one way, that is it uses only egress. It allows an outbound traffic to the internet. Okay, then we will have to create a NAT gateway in the public subnet, because the NAT himself will first need an internet access and then only he can provide the internet access to the private subnet. So this is the second important point, that NAT gateway we have to create in the public subnet, not in the private subnet. It will provide internet access to the private subnet, but we will not create a NAT in the private one. We will have to create in the public one, because the NAT himself will first need an internet access and then only he can provide internet access to the private subnet. Then we will need to attach one route to the route table for the private subnet, and then update the route table by adding the route for the NAT gateway, so it can send outbound traffic to the internet. So you can see this model. So we will create the same model using Terraform. First we will create a VPC, then the two subnets, one the public subnet and the private subnet, then two EC2 in the both subnets, then one internet gateway which will provide the internet access, and here you can see a NAT gateway in the public subnet, and we'll add a route in the private subnet route table. Here you can see one route. So EC2 instance which are created in the private subnet will have a route to the NAT which is created in the public subnet, and via this NAT, then the internet gateway, it will get the internet access. So two route tables, one for public and one for private. The public one has a route to the internet gateway and private one has a route to the NAT gateway. So we will create this resources, this VPC and this model using Terraform. So let's move to the Terraform code. So I have a code. I'll share you the code. So you can see I have created some files like provider.tf, then ec2.tf, vpc.tf. I will show you. So but before starting, let me show you in my AWS that there is only a default VPC. We didn't created any VPC. So you can see it is a default one. Even the subnets, there are 3 default subnets. In route tables, there is only one default route table. Even I will show the EC2. So there are, you can see instances running 0. Okay. So now let's move to the Terraform code. So in this provider.tf, I have a code. I'm declaring my provider, which is AWS, and the region, which is AP South 1. So this is containing in the provider.tf file. The next is vpc.tf. Here I am creating the VPC resource, AWS VPC. This is the resource identifier, and here is the resource name. Means it can be any logical name. You can give any as per your choice. So resource AWS VPC and the VPC name. Then the CIDR block. Then the tag. Then you can see I'm creating the public subnet. Then we have to give the VPC ID using this interpolation. So this is known as interpolation in Terraform, that we interpolate the variables or the functions in Terraform. So this method is known as the interpolation. So I'm giving the VPC ID like AWS VPC dot DevOps hint VPC. Here you have to give your VPC name. So my VPC name is DevOps hint VPC. So we have to give the same name. Then the CIDR block for the public subnet. Then map public IP launch true. So this is true because we'll keep this true because we have to create a public subnet. If we want to create a private subnet, we'll keep it as false. Then availability zone AP South 1A. Then the same tag. Then the next is I'm creating the private subnet. Same the VPC ID using the interpolation CIDR block. Now here you can see my IP launch is false because I'm creating the private subnet. So this is the difference. When we have to create a private subnet, we have to keep it true. We have to create a we have to create public subnet, then we have to keep true. When we have to create a private subnet, we have to keep it false. Then the same availability zone AP South 1A. Then I'm creating an internet gateway. So resource AWS internet gateway and the name IGW. So it is a short form of an internet gateway. You can give any logical name. Then the VPC ID again and a tag for your internet gateway. Then I'm creating a route table for the public subnet. Okay, here in this file I'm creating a route table for a public subnet. So resource AWS route table, public route table, the name, then the VPC ID. Now here I'm adding a route for the internet gateway. Let me show you. Now we saw the VPC, the 2 subnets, now the route table. So here you can see we have a route to the internet gateway. One means for the public subnet, in public route table we have a route to the internet gateway. So same we are doing here. You can see we are adding one route. In that route we are giving a route to the internet gateway. Fine. And then the route table association with the public subnet. So simply AWS route table association, name of the association, the subnet ID with which subnet you have to associate. So that subnet ID. So here I am creating the public subnet. So obviously we'll associate the public subnet. So we have to give a public subnet ID here and the route table ID. So route table ID, the interpolation AWS route table and the public route table. Here I have given the name public route table. So that one. Okay, and here the subnet ID. So which is my public subnet. Fine. Now then next we'll see creating a NAT gateway. So you can see first we have to create elastic IP for NAT. Then so resource AWS EIP, that is elastic IP. This is the logical name. Then VPC true. Then it will depend on the internet gateway. Then a tag. Fine. Then creating a NAT gateway. So here you can see allocation ID. So again interpolation for the elastic IP. Then the subnet, here you can see subnet ID we are giving the public subnet ID, because I've said earlier we have to create a NAT gateway in the public subnet, because himself will first need the internet access. So creating a NAT gateway in public subnet, then tag for your NAT gateway. So now here I am creating the second route table, which is this route table for the private subnet. Okay, so this route table in the nat.tf private route table. So again the VPC ID. Now here I am adding a route for the NAT gateway. Fine, because this route table is for the private subnet. So here we will have a route for the NAT. Here you can see a route table and a route for the NAT. So this subnets will have an internet access via this NAT. So creating a route, adding a route for NAT, and then same as we saw for public one, same association for the private one. So this is the association of private subnet of the with the private route table, AWS route table association, and the name for the resource. Then subnet ID will now will be the private subnet, not the public subnet, because this association is with the public route table and public subnet. So give the ID of the public subnet. Fine. And the route table ID, which is private route table, I have given here the name. Fine. Now next is EC2 instance, two EC2 instance, one in public subnet and one in private subnet. Here you can see one in public and one in private. So the same. But before that we have to create security group, which is mandatory. So here you can see resource AWS security group. So this is the description, means you can give any description, like I have given allow limited inbound external traffic. So then the VPC ID, then the name for the security group, and then the ingress and egress, means the inbound and outbound traffic. So we have to check whether the port 22 and 80 we have, means I have given as per my requirements. You can give any, you can just keep 22 also in the ingress. So you have to check the protocol, you have to give the protocol, then the CIDR block, then the port name like 22 443 80 like anything, then the tag for the security group. Fine. Then the output will be the, means it will contain the security group ID. Fine, means in this value it will store the security group ID. So my security group name is just security underscore group, so I have given the same one. And now creating two EC2, one in public subnet and one in private subnet. So for creating EC2 instance, you have to give resource AWS instance, then the name for the instance, then the AMI ID like I have given for the Ubuntu, then the instance type, which is t2.micro. Then you have to give the VPC ID, that in which VPC security group, in which means you have to give the security group ID, which is this one. Fine, this one. And then the subnet ID, means in which subnet do you want to create this instance. So this one is for public, so obviously we have given the public subnet ID. Then the key name, SSH key name. Fine. Then the count one, that because I need only one instance in the public subnet, so count is 1. So then associate public IP address true, means it will assign a public IP to the public subnet. Fine, means the EC2 instance which is in the public subnet. Then the tag, and then the same for the private subnet, only the difference will be subnet ID will be changed from public to private, because now this EC2 we have to create in private instance, so ID will be of the private subnet. And associate of public IP address will be false, because the EC2 instance which will be created in the private subnet, we don't want the public IP, we only need the private IP. Even though if we make it true and if we assign the public IP, it will be of no use, because it will not have internet access. So we are keeping it false, that we don't want a public IP. So like this we have a Terraform code. First the provider, then the creating the VPC and subnets and internet gateway, and a route table for the public subnet, then the NAT gateway, elastic IP NAT gateway, then a route table for the private subnet and association, and finally the security groups and the EC2. Okay, so now we will just simply do the Terraform plan and apply, and let's see whether it creates a resources in AWS or not. So new terminal, I'll do Terraform plan. Okay, now let's do Terraform apply. Type yes. It will take some time to create the resources. It will create the resources one by one, the VPC, then the internet gateway, then it will attach that internet gateway to the created VPC, then the public subnet and the private subnet. Like this it will create one by one. It will take some time. After it is completed, then we will check in AWS whether the resources are created with the same configuration, with the same attachments and the associations are right or not. Then we'll check it whether the routes are correctly added in the route table, means for public subnet the internet gateway and the private subnet to the NAT gateway. We'll also check the EC2 in which subnets they are created, whether the public IP is assigned to the private EC2 or not. Okay, you can see apply complete, resources 13 added. Fine. Now let's check in AWS. So first let's go to the VPC. So now you can see two VPC. So our DevOps into VPC is added. Fine. So let's go to the subnet. You can see two subnets are added, public subnet and the private subnet. In public subnet you can see the route table. You can see the route table. Then in the route table you can see a route to the internet gateway. Fine. And in subnet associations with the it is associated with the public subnet. Fine. Then for the private subnet also you can see the route table ID. So in route table you can see a route to the NAT gateway. Here you can see the target is NAT gateway, and in subnet association it has associated with the private subnet one. Fine. In internet gateway you can see DevOps VPC internet gateway has been added and it is attached to the DevOps VPC. Okay, you can see here it is attached to the DevOps VPC. Then you can also see here the security groups, EC2 private security group, you can see. Then we can see the NAT gateway. So our DevOps NAT gateway is added, the public one, you can see. Elastic IP has been assigned to it. Now let's check the EC2. So two instances are running. Okay, the public instance and the private instance. So in public instance you can see it is created in the VPC, DevOps and VPC, and in the public subnet here you can see the VPC ID and the subnet ID. Fine. And for the public subnet, public instance, it has assigned the public IP address. Okay, because we have kept it true. But in private instance you can see there is no public IP address assigned, and it is created in the private subnet. Here you can see it is created in the private subnet. So we have successfully created all the resources like VPC, public subnet, private subnet, internet gateway, NAT gateway, route table, security groups, two EC2 instance, one in public subnet and one private subnet. So we have successfully created this model this VPC in AWS using our Terraform code. So now our next task will be how to connect to the EC2 instance in private subnet. Fine, now let's see that. So for that, open MobiXtream, or any, if you are using Putty or something, you can use it. So go to this session. Now click on this SSH, because we'll connect to this machine via SSH. Now go to this public instance, copy the public IP, paste here, give the name Ubuntu, go in this advanced SSH settings, select this checkbox, select your key. So my key is new key. Okay, click on OK. So now we are connected to the public instance, means the instance which is created in the public subnet, we are connected to that machine. So now I will show you, it is having access to the internet. I will show you. If we do ping google.com, so ping is successful because the public subnet, the public instance which is created in the public subnet has an internet access via the internet gateway, so it will easily ping. But now we'll connect to the EC2 instance. Now we'll connect to this instance, private instance, which is created in the private subnet. Okay, so for that we have to add our SSH key in this machine. You got my point? We have to add our SSH key, which is new key. That new key.pem we have to add in our this machine. So for that, simply create a file, sudo nano new key.pem, and here just simply paste your key. So this is in my local, I'm copying this, simply paste here, save it by Ctrl O, enter, exit by Ctrl X. Let's check once. So yes, now just give the read only permission to this file. So we will give sudo chmod 400 new key.pem. Okay, so now we'll connect to the private subnet instance. So now let's do sudo ssh-i. Now we have to pass our key name, so which is new key.pm. Okay, then the Ubuntu. Now we have to give the private IP. We don't have public IP, so simply copy this private IP, paste here, hit enter, type yes, public key denied, permission denied. Okay, we'll check once again, sudo ssh-i, then the new key.pem, Ubuntu @IP. Yes, now you can see, now we are in the private instance. Okay, first here you can see we were in the public one, 10.0.0, sorry, 10.0.0 and now we are in 10.0.108. So we are in the, let me clear the screen first. So we are in the private instance. So now if I do ping google.com, it will have an internet access. So you can see. So why it has internet access? Because it is having the internet access via the NAT gateway. Okay, so that NAT gateway is in the public subnet, and the public subnet obviously have internet access through the internet gateway. So in that manner, it is having internet access. So friends, we have successfully created the resources, the VPC, public subnet, private subnet in the AWS using Terraform, and we also saw how to connect to the EC2 instance which is created in the private subnet to get an internet access. Because we have discussed the two scenarios. In the second scenario, we may need to like update the database or make changes or do some patching or like this. So at that time we will need the internet access. So we will, but in that case we will just need one-way internet access. So we just created the NAT gateway in the public subnet and added a route in the route table. So the private subnet, all the network will have a route to the NAT gateway. Okay, so thank you for watching our video. Please like, share, comment and subscribe our DevOps channel, where you will get all tips and tricks on the DevOps tools and the AWS. Thank you.